Amazing.
I seen one of your videos, BTG, about Blue Beetle. I seen one of them. It was the one about
everything you did right.
No, it was a thank you Blue Beetle one. That one.
Oh man, that was emotional, dude.
Bro.
Come in.
What's up, YouTube? This is SSJ back here with a new video, and this is just gonna be a short, quick one. So, Blue Beetle, my question is why? Why does he have his own movie? If you ask me, he should have at least gotten a 6-episode side spin-off series on HBO Max. He did not need a full movie. This movie was very mid. It uses the same generic superhero tired tropes that we've seen in every other superhero movie with the same basic origin. There's really nothing unique about this movie. This movie would have been better off if it was tax written off just like the Batgirl movie was. I don't know what they were expecting out of this movie, but Blue Beetle has always been and will always be a side character. So the fact that they're trying to push this side character and then make references to Batman being a fascist says it all. So if I were you, I would not watch this movie. Boycott it. Blue Beetle is not that interesting of a character. He was in Young Justice as a side character. He was in Injustice 2 as a side character, basically a sidekick to Firestorm. So he was also in that 2008 or 9 Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon as a side character. So he'll always be known as a side character. I don't want side characters as the focus. We need Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all of those main characters as the main characters in the DC movies. And I don't want Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman either. So if you've seen my previous video, I made a video talking about what the hell, why is she coming back? But looks like that was a load of malarkey because she's not coming back. So maybe she was just talking. She was just talking and getting excited because somebody probably dangled the keys in front of her and said, yeah, you're definitely gonna come back. She made herself look like a fool saying she's coming back, and now they're saying she's not. So it's kind of like the Henry Cavill thing. Those are the heroes that we want, but it seems like they don't want to give us these heroes. They want to give us sloppy seconds and side characters. And the thing about me is that if I sit here and support this character and characters like this, they're going to keep giving us characters like this, side characters. We don't want side characters. We want main characters. The same thing with the feminist and gay agenda. If you sit there and say, oh, well, they have some woke elements in this movie, but it's not that bad. It's still woke though. So if you're sitting there accepting it in one movie, but then complaining in another movie about that same thing, and if it's not that bad in one movie versus another, you're still part of that problem, because we need to call this stuff out here and now. Same thing goes with the feminist agenda. Oh yeah, well, the feminist agenda, this character has some woke elements to it, but it's not as bad as other characters. It's still woke though, it's still bad. So I'm fighting against the feminist agenda. I'm fighting against the gay agenda. I'm fighting against race swaps. I'm fighting against trying to promote other characters rather than the characters people actually want to see. So Blue Beetle is a fail. His origin story is not that interesting. He's basically like a Hispanic version of Spider-Man. Like, think about it. Superhero that is in his teenage years, or at least in the movie, he's a college graduate who happens to stumble upon something that gives him powers, and it's insect-like too. It's a beetle, versus Spider-Man gets bit by a spider and he gets spider powers. So it's basically the same thing except he's Spanish. So it's basically a Spanish version of a character like Spider-Man that's not Miles Morales. So I'm good. I'd rather watch something else. So let me know what you guys think if you guys saw it. I didn't go and waste money on this. I actually went ahead and watched this movie bootleg because it seems like these movies aren't good anymore, and I'm not trying to waste any of my good money on these good movies. I'm not the kind of person that condones going out and bootlegging movies, but I mean, hey, these movies suck nowadays. You got Marvel movies that are horrible, and then you got DC movies that are horrible too. So it's like, damn, Marvel sucks, DC sucks. Now where do I go?
That's how it ended. Now where do I go?
Now, this. I'm gonna be real with you. I totally agree with you with saying that if you're gonna be technically I feel like you called me out too, and I'm not offended by it. I mean, if you are against the agenda within itself, all those agendas, you can't just pick and choose. You're either with it or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
are you with it or not?
To be honest with you, when I saw the film, the only woke part that I saw was that they changed the character, that entities.
Wait, what are we talking about? Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, the scarab. Yeah.
Yeah, the scarab. And I mean, so like in particular, I personally didn't really find offense to that. I do feel like that Blue Beetle is what this film was created to bring in a Hispanic crowd, not more.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. That's the only reason why I think this film has even came out.
Let me
say
say
this.
fair take.
This film would have been way more successful had it come out in Snyderverse's era.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
No, well, okay, hear me out. I'm saying that because of the sole fact that people do not care about DC anymore. If this film would have came out, like 6-10 years ago, it would have made way more money. People would have been way more invested in it.
I feel like this film would have gave people hope for Zack Snyder's DC. But then Birds of Prey kind of did that, and other films like Shazam kind of did that too. So
those movies were horrible. People did not have hope in anything after.
I wouldn't have used them as an example. I think if the lineup of films happened on time like they were supposed to without the pandemic, I think we would have perceived Black Adam a bit better than what it was. I think. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying it was a good film. I'm saying like if you take the time frame of everything that was supposed to drop at the same time, that space of time and the way we perceive films is different now. And like some of these movies would have got by of being cool. Like same thing happened with Marvel. Like when I first watched some of those Marvel films, they were good. But if I go back, I'm starting to see the decay of the value of the films that they had.
Like which ones, for example?
Not me.
Like, give an example, Jay Leno. Which one has decay?
As far as Marvel?
Yeah.
I guess the Ant-Man to me wasn't as interesting. To me, I throw in those series in with those films because they have just as much content.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And I'm so like all those I'll line up and even the films that haven't came out yet, if they would have came out already, not in this climate of what film is now, I think we would have liked them better. If Blade had came out when it was supposed to, I think progressively we would be in a better place.
I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
But COVID happened, honestly, I thought COVID would bring the best out of screenwriters. And we have seen some amazing films from screenwriting, but it's so, I don't know.
What are you talking about recently?
COVID definitely affected movies and other type of entertainment.
Yeah.
We're our minds move so differently now, and it's something that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. We don't really think the same way we thought 2 years ago. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So after seeing this video, are you guys not gonna want to see Blue Beetle?
I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pay for it or are you gonna bootleg it?
That's a good question. I don't know yet.
I personally think this film is way more enjoyable if you would see it in a movie theater.
I don't like bootlegging movies because like I hate like the garbage copies of it. Like
I do too.
That sounds bougie, but it's like I have to see a film in like top tier quality. I can't see it in some freaking ghetto back alley quality filmed on a freaking Motorola phone that came out in 07.
That's
Like, no.
I normally wait about 2 weeks and I can get a solid 1080 copy.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would just get that link from Jay Leno. I would not spend any money on this. Or get your girlfriend to buy it for you. So there you go. Get her to buy it for you.
Did you have any favorite parts from that movie?
I like the part when he suit up for the first time, and then you see him try out his different weapons, and then you see him pull out his sword, do the little sword spin.
Yeah, his pseudo transformation, like whenever he first gets his powers, I don't think any other superhero could outdo that. That was a pretty cool scene.
Transformation scenes from the Iron Man movies. Are you kidding me? There's plenty of transformation scenes that can outdo that.
I don't think anything will be able to outdo that.
Outdo what, Iron Man?
You're just not seeing it, but there's plenty that.
It's like how they carry it after it is just perfect superhero storytelling.